So I can just stop doing just the one on Shakeya Lavelle because they are not allowing me to make that public. So let's see. Let's see here. Hello, hello, hello. As I try to get my whole Facebook life together over here. Let's see. Yep, it's still saying only me, which is so weird. Alrighty. Okay. So let's just go ahead and share the one that is working. And then just go from there. I am doing, y'all, I'm doing a live in the evening on a Friday. That's very rare for me to do a live in the evening and on a Friday. So, yeah. How y'all doing? Let's make it a good one since your girl is live on a Friday at 8 o'clock.
I was looking at this Caesar avocado.
Well, at least now it is doing at least friends. So, yeah. Yep, so it's just going to be friends only. It's not allowing me to share it to anyone else. So I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to share the one from 365 Creative Academy and call it a day. Let's find that one. Alrighty, so that's when we're live. So let's go here. We're going to share and we're going to go to groups and we're going to choose my groups and next. Oh, I don't know why this is in all caps, but I'm going to leave it. Okay, so let's copy and then post. All righty. Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Okay, there we go. So, hello, 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 everyone. Incredible. How y'all doing this evening? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I am Shakeya Lavelle, also known as Shakeya the Professor. Our company is HS Inc. 365. We are the home of the Honestly Speaking brand of products. Those products consist of the best, and I do mean the best, sublimation paper. Our sublimation paper is like no other. Okay, there's no more 400 degrees. There's no more 60 seconds. There's no more needing constant butcher paper, cover paper on every single print that you do. Our paper allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds. And we've done even lower than 365. And then if we do acrylic, it's actually lower than 30 seconds and you still get great prints. And then no butcher paper. Our paper does not bleed through the back. And y'all see this? Do you see the color? Do you see the color payoff and saturation of this? I don't print with premium presentation paper mat. How many of you guys here, if you do sublimation, you are using premium presentation paper mat to print your sub prints and it takes forever. I print using plain paper, bright white, and these are the results. Amazing, absolutely amazing. So definitely check it out. It's going to save you time, money. You're going to just work more efficiently when it comes to sublimation. So visit our website. The link for that is in the description of this video. But it's hsinc365.com. We are also the home of Silaholics Anonymous. That is how the majority. I've been saying that, but I guess like the OGs. I'm gonna say it that way because we've gotten a lot of new subscribers and not a lot of new followers and like friends and things on Facebook who have who've been introduced to me within the past couple of years, and it hasn't really been like exclusively silhouette studio or anything silhouette because I've taught so many, especially since like the pandemic, everything from silhouette and like doing the different things with that, whether it's HTV or cutting paper or whoever, whatever. But people know me now for, all the foam board creations, just for designing, for sublimation, being the resident Epson printer expert here on Facebook and even YouTube. I get so many questions when it comes like to these printers. My DMs were always filled with questions for that. I don't really fill them anymore in my messenger, but when I have like these videos, people are asking about it, or people tag me in comments and groups and things about printers. But the OGs know, and like how I got started in this social media space and being an authority in all things creative and crafty and silhouette and designing and Photoshop and now even Canva. Most people know me from Silhouette Studio and or the machines, because I was an event planner and I was making a lot of creations with the machines. I have 7 cameos, 3 originals, a 2, a 3, and 2 4s. So yeah, no little something about them. So if you have questions in regards to your machines, let me know. Feel free to go ahead and put that. This is an open forum. This is a safe space. You can ask your questions without judgment. I have been answering questions for a decade. Okay. So it's like I'm always having repeat questions. So you don't have to worry about that. If I answered it before, I don't mind, because I know that repeat questions are going to come up and maybe you didn't see it the last time that, someone asked that question. So feel free to drop your questions if you have them. I love Silhouette Studio. It has changed my life. It changed my business. I was cutting so many things by hand in my event decorating, DIY by professional business. And being able to do the larger print and cuts, OMG, being able to set like my large cutouts and do them as print and cuts on 11 by 17, but not just being able to do the bigger ones, but because of the program and the edit points, I was able to make my cut lines in very, very, very strategic areas where it was like a natural cut. So when I'm piecing them together, you don't see like straight lines going across the middle and things of that nature. I absolutely love that. So getting that system truly changed my business. It increased my my revenue capacity. I was able to do more. My hands didn't cramp up so much. So I'm very, very grateful. This is not a sponsored video. I just so happened to come across this system, and I have been an addict, henceforth Silaholics Anonymous, ever since. Okay. But from that and just doing all these things, like I said, we got the product line, and then we created or started our own academy, which is 365 Creative Academy. And there is a wide variety of classes there. If you name it, we probably have a class for it. Okay. But I do these videos and do these live videos just to kind of come and chit chat and connect with my community, help you guys in real time where it's not behind a paywall. You're able to pick my brain, or we'll just have just regular conversations about life. So today's topic is about making money in the creative space. So I want to know, who's here. I want you guys to say hello, introduce yourself in the chat. Let me know what you do in the creative or craft space. And if you are someone who has monetized that, whether it is part-time or you're trying to create a full-time business from it. Are you finding that you're thriving in it? Are you experiencing some challenges? Are you struggling with pricing? Are you struggling with getting clients to actually book and order with you? Or are you booked and busy? I want to hear from you. I like just having this conversation. This is an industry that I love, and I like just speaking with people, like like-minded people who are in this business and have a love for just creating keepsakes and mementos or memorials or creating things for birthdays. Or any celebrations. I've done a lot of stuff like, for grad and end of the school year, for teachers, for nurses, all sorts of industries I've created customized items for. So I just want to know who here is also doing that. Okay. So the Stitching Studio, hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for tapping in all the way from Memphis, Tennessee. We are located in Miami, Florida. So who else is out there? Drop a hey, a hello in the chat so I know who is on and who is watching. I ask that you guys also just give this video a like, give it a thumbs up if you're watching it on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button, the follow button, and make sure you change it to favorites. That way you are notified whenever I drop content or go live. And last but not least, go ahead and share it out, or comment and if you're on Facebook, tag a friend, let them know to come on, especially if you know if you're in these groups and you've had someone that had a question, maybe they asked you a question and you were not able to answer it. Go ahead, invite them over, tag them, so they can come over and get the help that they need. Okay. Hello, Nancy. How are you? I have only done it for personal use, but I want to learn and start a business. Okay. Cool beans, cool beans. If you are able to, for you, when you say start a business, right? Do you think that starting a business requires like certain things or specific things in order to make it a business? Or yeah, so what do you think it takes to make what you're doing now, what you're doing personally, what does it take to turn it into a business? My name is Phyllis Burton. I am the owner and the owner operator of the Stitching Studio. My primary machine is embroidery with a side, I like how you said that, a side of HTV and DTF, direct to film, summation, and rhinestones. I actually just did some rhinestone work for MJ's prom jacket. I also sew and do alterations. I'm also booked and busy. Hopefully, we're booked, busy, and profitable. Okay, so she says more education. I only do the bare minimum. This is one of the misconceptions, right? Where someone is like, okay, I do the bare minimum. Do you know that you can make money doing the bare minimum? You do not. I know there's a lot of coaches, there's a lot of mentors and people within this space that will say, you need to be a one stop shop. You need to learn how to do everything in order for you to be successful in this business. You don't want to leave any money on the table. That is a bunch of bull crap. Okay. You can definitely make money. Even if you are only doing one thing and one thing only, you can make money from it because there's going to be a large number of people that want that particular thing. Now, I know when we're starting out and it's like, it seems like, okay, sales are slow or you're not making the amount of revenue that you want. Adding more things doesn't just automatically increase that. That can cause burnout. That can cause you to be very, very overwhelmed, especially if the things that you are doing are all like totally, totally different. Like it takes, like your mind has to switch to do certain things. Like if I'm doing something that is paper crafting and I'm like doing print and cuts with it, even just the way that it's designed, the way I have to set that up, then it has to print, then it has to go onto a mat, then I have to go and print it, and I have to sit there and pray that, make sure that it's going to read the registration marks, it's going to cut out correctly, then you have to glue it. That is totally different and takes a different thought process than, okay, I'm going to design it, I'm going to print it out, I'm going to press it. Like it's totally different. If you're doing stuff with resin, that's a totally different mindset. So you don't, I promise you, you don't have to do all these things. What you have to do in business is just figure out a way to create consistency. That is creating, like being consistent in how you are making people aware of your business, and getting traffic to wherever it is that you are promoting or showcasing your business. You don't necessarily have to have an e-commerce site. You can utilize social media and let that be where when someone contacts you and you provide your information, you want to be able to send them somewhere just to see what you have done, what you're capable of doing, you can send them to your social media to be able to see those things. And then you want to have a system in place where they can actually make inquiries or actually place orders. You want to have some sort of payment processor and a system for that. That's really all that's required to actually monetize it. So even if you're just doing one thing, if all you do it, like let's say, because I'm always going to default to the event planning space or the event favors. If all you do is chip bags, like, look, I don't do Capri Suns, I'm not doing water bottle labels, I'm not doing Skittles, I'm not doing Starburst, Pringles. All we do are chip bags, and we provide you with great chip bags. Most will have you believe that a customer is going to be like, oh, well, no, I don't want that. Like, I need all of the things. And da, da, da. Now, there are some that is what they want. They want all of the things. But if you're only equipped and you're only set up for chip bags, it is okay to go after those clients and those customers that want just chip bags. Don't let anyone make you believe that those types of customers don't exist where they're like, I just need the chip bags. I don't need all of these things. I'm like one of those people. Like, I'm not, even though I teach it, I've done it before. I'm not really big on all of these, over the top favors. Like, I'm just not, even though I'm a very creative person. I am the instructor for it. And I still don't like doing all that stuff for my own personal like events. They don't tickle my fancy, but I'm great at doing them. And I know that there are people that want them. So I do them to the best of my ability and I do make money off of them. But if you were to come to like one of my events, unless my mom is requesting it, it ain't gonna happen, Captain. I mean, even for the fans for my kids, I've made hundreds and hundreds of fans. I have templates for fans. I have some of the best templates. People who have said they've been using my templates and they don't have to worry about like switching up just the year, and they've been making money off of my templates for years. If my mother did not ask for fans for her grandkids, them kids wouldn't have had no fans. Like, it's just not me, but I'm great at teaching it. So don't think that you have to do the world and provide all these things to make money. You can do the bare minimum. You just have to find the right clientele. Doing the bare minimum means that, okay, yeah, your price point may not be as high. So your average order value may not be as high, but take this opportunity when you're doing just the bare minimum and you're starting out to really understand business. The downfall for so many creative entrepreneurs, those who are like crafty entrepreneurs, mompreneurs, and all these different things, is they're trying to do so much in learning the things. Like, every time it's a new shiny object, every time there's a new influencer who says, oh, I made $10,000 in 5 days. I made this, I made that. I got this big new printer. They get so caught up in that. And it's always like they're constantly learning new things and never truly perfecting what it is that, like one thing. So on top of trying to learn all of these new techniques and hacks and tricks and techniques and all those things, they're also trying to figure out business. This is why they're in the group saying, hey, well, how much should I charge for this? They don't understand how much time it truly takes to do these tasks. They're not understanding the costs associated with these things they're doing because they're not even tracking their expenses. When you like, the stage that you are in is actually the best time to start thinking about starting a business, because you can get all, like, just do the information and get, like, do the research, get the information, kind of maybe stay in your pocket of doing it like personally, whatever. And, you can test the waters with things and you'll kind of see, well, okay, this isn't going to work, that isn't going to work. But don't think about it being like a full-fledged business. take this time to truly learn the business side of things. And because there's so many levels to the business side. There is just the mindset portion of it. It's like understanding and dealing with different personalities for customers. There is the marketing and branding and how you're going to present yourself, figuring out pricing, figuring out content. And then there is like the taxes, the insurance. Like there are so many layers to business, but you can monetize. You can create a profitable side hustle without going like, too cuckoo crazy on all of like the business things, and just start small and then build, grow, and scale. Hello, Jane. How are you? I really want to do all the treat bags, etc. So when you're saying treat bags, like, is it, what are you considering to be like treat bags? I know of those in the creative space, and what they will do is just get the regular clear bags. They're not putting something customized on every single, like the juice pouches, the water bottle labels, like all those things. It might be like actually making treat bags. There are some parents where they're like, look, I'd rather have somebody do this for me. I don't have the time to stuff these clear bags with all of the trinkets and things and then put a topper on it. I sold so many, like just before this whole craze of gable boxes and the chip bags or even treat bags. Like I'm one where I started them as treat bags. I wasn't putting I wasn't necessarily putting, hold on, chips inside of mine or popcorn and things like that. Like I would have these and it would just be filled with candy and treats and things like that, like little snacks, because this just makes everything look uniform on the table instead of just having, all of these different candies and things just out. Putting all of like the little things they wanted inside like little bags like this, or I would do like the little 3D boxes. Pillow boxes were one of my favorite things to make, and I would just throw like little candy in there, little small gable boxes that I would make from cardstock, and I would just get like the candy mix and just throw things in there. But because it's all closed in, it makes a table look great. And that's why I said you don't have to do all of the other things. If you go and you're marketing treat bags and you're letting them know, like, this is a way where you don't have to do chips. You don't, if you want to kind of save money, you don't want to have to get all of these like large, like life-size Skittles and all. Get you the candy mix, put it in there, and your table is still going to look amazing because it's going to look consistent and uniform. So this one would be like, there's no chips in here. Like it could be just any type of treat. But I do have one it's actually popcorn in it. Now on a table, no one would know once it's closed whether or not there's chips in it or if it just has trinkets or candy and things like that in it. But then this is a way where someone considers that to be a treat bag. Do I have one over here? I think I do. Hold on. Whoa. So you have gable boxes, and there's multiple ways that you can do this. So you can do it to where you're putting the sticker to the outside. And so when it's on the table, all they're seeing is this part of it. And you can have whatever you want inside, and it doesn't have to be coordinated and all those different things. Or you can do it this way and put like either color coordinated without labels on it or putting labels on it. And then the sticker goes to the inside. You also, it looks like a little scenery there, and you can put things on the inside. So there's again, there's layers and layers and layers and layers to it. There's always something new to learn in this industry, and there's different ways of like just setting things up and doing them. So just take your time and really explore. I recommend getting a notebook when you do see like little things come up in the reels on Facebook and Instagram. If you see a TikTok, you see a YouTube video, like write them down. try and get information on what all is needed to make those specific things. Okay. Thank you, Jane. I just brought you just bought a Cameo. Which one? The Cameo, like, I mean, pretty sure four, but like, was it the 12-inch, the 15-inch, or did you take the risk of getting that 24-inch? Oh, excuse me. Welcome in to all of you guys who are just joining. We are just kind of having a general talk about making money in the creative space, or the craft space, and all of your creative skills and how you can make money and monetize them. So I did ask the question, who here is operating in the creative space and you are on your journey of turning it into a side hustle or a sustainable business? Let me know in the chat. If you are starting, if you are like knee deep into it, if you're neck deep into it, if you feel like sometimes I am in over my head with this craft business. I'm trying to figure out what the heck is he saying. Getting back into it. Okay. In what area? So we have Nancy, who is over on like on this broadcast, and she was like saying that she wants to get into like the treat bags and things of that nature. So it's more like the party space. So for you, with getting back into it, is there a specific area, a specific niche that you're wanting to get into, or it's like I just want? Are you one of those people that are like, I want to do everything? How much money do you think is realistic when it comes to having a craft business, or some type of creative business where you're making customized, personalized items, or handmade items? What do you think is a realistic revenue goal, or just revenue potential when it comes to this industry? Okay, party favors and wedding favors. So what do you define as a wedding favor? And are you wanting to create things that are just specifically for the day of and the wedding? Or is it like, okay, anything associated with it? You want to be able to create things for the save the date, the bachelorette parties, the bachelor parties, gifts for the actual bridal party. Are you wanting to just make like trinkets? Or for you, when it comes to weddings, is it like, okay, I want to make tumblers or mugs or shirts for the bridal party, or I want to make bride and groom shirts, bride and groom hats, bride and groom robes? You see how like there's just so much to that? Like, are you very specific in the items that you want to produce? So just for the wedding. And so is it like favors and things for the, like if they decide to have some sort of a dedicated table that's going to have treats and trinkets, or like maybe creating customized boxes that they're going to put on the tables? How far into this have you thought about the things that you would offer? Are you looking to do things that are, exclusively in the paper range, like the paper realm? Are you looking to get into acrylic? Are you wanting to do printed things for weddings? Are you wanting to create structures for weddings? And as for parties, is it any parties? Is it children's parties, like for babies and toddlers? Is it for baby showers? Because of the fact that you put parties and weddings, because some people consider that to be kind of the same. Is it like children's parties? Would you do parties for adults? Are you doing retirement parties? Are you doing graduation parties? Are you doing this at retirement, anniversaries, um, promotions? Is it all types of events, or are you wanting to cater to a specific niche? Okay. So Nancy says Gable boxes, chip bags, Pringles, Capri Suns, Rice Krispies, and anything else party favor related and paper crafts. So that means like you're trying to take on a lot. Are you already doing, so when you say the bare minimum, are you doing all of these things, or these are the things that you're trying to build up to? And then Rice Krispie treats, are you wanting to just wrap? Oh, you did say paper craft, so you're not looking to actually put the to make the dipped Rice Krispie treats. You want to be able to just wrap them. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Yep. And that's the thing too. Like with me, I'm the type of instructor, I want to give you the full picture. I don't want to scare you, but I want you to be well informed and to know that there's so many levels to this. And there's like, I mean, there's just so many areas that you could tap into, but also there, because there's so many areas, I don't want you to feel like you have to do them all. You just need to make a decision on the area that you want to focus on, because that makes a big difference in how you design. It makes a big difference in the fonts that you choose, so that you're not overwhelmed with all of these fonts, because choosing fonts can be one of the hardest part and one of the most time consuming parts. It will keep you from having to spend so much unnecessary money on like images and files, like accent pieces and backgrounds. And you're going to be able to organize it a whole lot better, so that you can design and get things done faster. I'm If I could do it all over again, I would not do things the way that I have done them. I've learned to kind of cope with it, and I've learned to kind of make the best of it, but I've also been in this for a really long time. And I started where none of this was like the pressure of a business. I spent well over a decade in doing it more so, like I wouldn't say like for personal, but it wasn't for full financial gain. Like I had jobs, I was doing things just so that I can see how long it would take, what was required. Did I have to purchase new equipment to be able to get this done? What would I have to have somebody else do? So I spent a lot of time like researching while I had other jobs. While I was in high school, I was doing this when I was in the military. Both stateside and overseas. When I got out, I had several jobs, and I was still doing this thing truly on the side. And when I needed it to become my bread and butter, once MJ was 6 months old, MJ is now 14 years old. So once this needed to be my bread and butter, I was able to easily get into that and have it be very profitable, where I haven't had to go back on anyone's job in 14 years. So she says kids parties, okay. Customized favors mostly paper, and I would like to try acrylic and favors. I'm not sure what that means for kids. Hello, incredible greetings. How art thou? I know it's been a long time. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step two, step two, step two, step two. Fiki, fiki, fiki. I've been in this a long time. I've seen a lot of things. Some people make it seem like it's so easy, but it can be very, very, very frustrating. I have learned that doing events when you are a solopreneur and you are taking on these really large orders, you will be limited. Like you need, like so many people preach and they teach, give all these massive discounts when you're like bundling things up and give these discounts. I am not the instructor that's going to teach you to do that, because I will never, ever, 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 ever tell a student, especially you are paying me and I'm going to tell you, oh, give these people this major, major discount. Ain't no way. Because why would I want you to do overtime work and get paid less? Because on your regular 9 to 5, when you were clocking in for someone, if you were working that many hours and you were doing that kind of, you would never take less pay. You want extra pay for doing overtime. But for some reason, when people get into entrepreneurship, they get into business, it's so many of these so-called coaches that's telling you to discount what you're doing. They're telling you to offer all of these crazy deals and bundles and discount this and bundle. That's crazy to me that you're going to do extra work. You're going to end up taking on, and they're convincing you, no, you need to do everything. If they want 100 chip bags and 100 water bottle labels, you better get in the right mindset. And you can't have a what was the stuff they'll say, a lacking or whatever, this the foolishness they say, like you gotta grind, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. That's crazy, because the amount of time that it will take to go and wrap those, like you're not like you don't have like commercial setups. If you had commercial machines that will increase the efficiency of it, okay, I can get it. But every last one of them, you have to print it. You know, if you're using cartridge base, you're going to change out the cartridges. You still have to put the adhesive on it, put the chips inside. You still have to seal it, you still have to crimp it, you still got to cut it down. And it's the same process for every single chip bag. There is no disc, like you're not able to become more efficient with it. When big companies are giving you discounts with like the more that you order, it's also going to be better for like it's a lot of machinery, and they're going to do things that's like more efficient. And it's like sometimes it's better for you to order a lot of it because it's going to really use less resources. But when you're doing stuff like chip bags or you're doing Capri Suns and you're having to do these things individually yourself, you should not be discounting. You should not be working overtime to make less money. I mean, I'm 43. Hold on one second. He's He's to help you get more money. He's aggravating his brother. He's in there doing something. He wants his brother to keep hitting W on his keyboard or play his game. I don't know what that kid got going on. But I'm 44, so yeah. Um, what was I saying? But yeah, I'm not going to be the instructor when you're taking my classes, especially for business. I'm never going to encourage you to take less money. I just don't understand that concept, to work more. You're in your own business, but you're going to, like, you might as well continue to work, unless like you left simply like not because of the money, but you left just for peace of mind. That's a little bit different. Hey, do you, I guess, just work and barely make any money. But if you want peace of mind, but you also want to be profitable, you want to be able to take care of your bills and things of that nature, don't discount them. Like you shouldn't feel like you have to discount physical labor. Now, there are times where I might throw in something that I can order from somewhere else. It's going to be something that's like really, really small, and I can throw that in, but it's not going to take anything extra from me. And I'm going to be able to buy something like in bulk. And it's just not going to, it's not going to be a lot of work on me. It's not going to cost me a lot of money. And I might add those in at like a discounted rate, or I might add those in at cost where I'm not making a major profit off of that particular thing. I'm making money on like everything else. Because when you have these really large orders, even if you work consistently, like you don't have an outside job, it can be very difficult to complete an order of that size in one day. So we have to think about those things. If you're taking on these really large orders, if they're taking up multiple days, it needs to cover the amount of money that you would need to make each day. So if your goal is to make $500 every single day, and if you're doing like individual things for people and you're not discounting them because you're not doing bulk, and you're able to make $500 per day, but then now you take on this really large order and you want to give out discounts and things, but by the time you go and you finish it over the course of 2 days, you haven't made $1,000. You're hurting yourself. You're not helping yourself. Does that make sense to you guys? Hey, 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 incredible greetings. How many of you, put a 2 in the chat, you've been on the live broadcast, you've been in the teachings, you've paid for classes, and they're telling you to bundle and discount? Put a 2 in the chat. If you've had instructors, especially if you have paid money for this class, this business class, and they're telling you to do these crazy bundles that are heavily discounted. And then, okay, well, let's first see that, because then it's like the ones, like I want a 3 in the chat if you've ever been in those classes where it's not even a high minimum. They're like, oh, if you buy one, it's $20. But if you get 2, it's $30. 2? That does not warrant a discount. 2? There's nothing bulk about 2. What number, like how many units do you think would be considered bulk to where it should warrant a discount? Exactly. You're gonna get 2, you're gonna pay the same amount, okay, for 0% off. What number is considered bulk to you guys? And the other question that I have not seen answers to, what do you think is a realistic revenue, like revenue amount, like revenue capacity in the creative space? How much money do you think one could really make in the creative space and hand making items? So for you, 25 would be bulk. To where, is that where you would start giving discounts at? So okay, then let me know what items warrant a discount at 25 and what items don't, based off of what you sell. $30 per item for DIY. $30 per item of what? So what item are you making for $30? Because every item that you make can't be $30. So every single t-shirt. So earlier today I was talking about that. I don't know why I can't remember what the 12th one is, but we'll say there are 11 different ways that you can make a shirt. So no matter what the method is, it should be $30 because you have printable transfers that you can print with a inkjet or laser printer at home. You have HTV shirts, you have sublimation shirts, you have eco-solvent printable shirts, you have DTF shirts, you have shirts that you can make with DTF transfers, DTG transfers, you have screen printing, you have screen printing transfers, you have rhinestones, you have embroidery, you have I am missing something. Oh God. Goodness, I just went through all 11 of them. Patches, and it's something else. I have no idea which one I missed. But I know I said 11 of them earlier today. So these are all different types of t-shirts that you can make. There's different price points on each and every one of these. The shirts are going to be different. With this $30 shirt, is that a really cheap, really inexpensive, the cheapest of the cheapest shirt, or are you using a quality shirt? There are levels to it. White tone. That was the last one that I was missing. White toner. That's the one that made number 12. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. If time consuming, it's 25 items. If it's a small thing that you can put together fast, it's 75 or 50. Okay, wait. Means something that you can put together quickly, small. So if it's something that you can, okay, so the time consuming larger items, your bulk will start at a lower quantity, 25. But if it's something that is quick and easy, your bulk minimum is higher. That's the 50 to 75 range. Interesting. If I'm reading that correctly. Okay, how many of you guys here before you got into business actually took a class for business? Or like put a 3 in the chat if you actually took a class for business to understand business and understand pricing, understand supply chain and things of that nature. Or put a 4 in the chat if you're just someone who's like, I learned how to make these and I just put a price on it, and anything related to business, I just went off of what I saw in groups and online. So a 3 if you have gotten some sort of formal training on business, or a 4 if you're like, I'm just winging it. Okay, no, so I was that. So you said 75 to 100 for small things, but only 25 for more complex things. YouTube University is not formal training. That means you're at number 4. Okay, so you said a 3. You have gone through some sort of training with someone that is breaking down business to you. Do you find that was helpful for you in your journey? Do you find that it made you really think about some of the decisions that you were making in business? She says, I was a four. Before joining your course, I was blind in the game until you. Aw, thank you. So you're now, so you can't, I mean, I get it, you're a four, but now you are a three. You are in the process of taking formal training on business and just really seeing the levels to this of business. Oh, I'm going to put actually, no, let me do that right now because it's actually still up. And I forgot to put it on there. So last night's session, really, really good. Really, really good. Let me actually put that up right now because I completely forgot to drop the playback. I never took any business classes, but I was a postal employee for 32 years. And as a member of management, I learned what to do and what not to do when I started my own business. So you feel as if your experience there is what helped you in business. And where do you feel like you are in business right now? You are in a comfortable place. Are you equipped with the knowledge and information to scale? Do you feel like you could be doing better in business and you could have better systems? Are you satisfied with business for yourselves? Like, just let me know where you're at in business right now. So there was this person who used to talk business while they work out, and I took a couple of classes. Who was that? Who was that? Who was that? But I am a person that I've talked about that like on different jobs and stuff. Now, to me, postal, I mean, I can see management and things of that nature and maybe like some HR stuff, but with what like how to price and markups and things like that because the postal service I mean they sell stamps. I guess they do have some products. They'll sell boxes and tape and things of that nature, but I am one where I'm like, while you're on your job, no longer look at it through the lens of an employee. If you are somebody that wants to be an entrepreneur, go into your job and now try to look at it through the lens of somebody that wants to start a business as an entrepreneur. And you're looking at everything that goes on to make this business work. I mean, how many managers or supervisors? Is it that many people, like a manager for how many different people? Are you cleaning up? Do they have janitorial service, or are you required to go and sweep and clean? When it comes to like pricing and things of that nature, if you're ever like if you work in an industry that has like products, see if you can kind of ask the question, well, how much do we buy this for? Right. And then if you're looking at how much it's being sold for, what's the percentage on that? Looking at how, like if it's a business that requires, even if like it's on a national level, how are they getting new clients? What is their marketing? What is their advertising? Are they doing a lot of digital marketing? Are they doing physical products? Are they doing commercials? Is it like, are they going to events and showing up? How are they getting traffic? Do they have a website? Are people calling in? What's customer service like? And keep note of all of these things because it will help you in business. The professor. Is this professor like, are they any good as an instructor? Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Almost put the wrong one up there. The devil is a lie. Da-da-da-dum-dum. Da-da-da-dum-dum. Let's see. What other channels do I have? So I have, I have a lot of channels, but as far as like from teaching, Silhouettes Anonymous is the one, like mainly for silhouette things, although like right now I am broadcasting on it and I'm going to end up taking it off from Silhouettes Anonymous because it's not really just like, especially we don't get a silhouette related question. We have Honestly Speaking, which originally was my like one for all things creative. It was Elite Prints and Creations because that's what my business name was. So when I was showing all the different things, and instead of starting a new channel, I just made that one the Honestly Speaking channel when we created our product line for Summation Paper, Summation Ink, and Pigment Ink. We have 365 Creative Academy. My goal was to kind of put like make that one more of like the full on teaching. I just have it because if I'm being told I'm monetized on those two channels. So it is a little bit harder to like, I know I need to put the content there, but it's like when you're starting like a new channel, it's less like I'm not as motivated because it's like, man, I'm gonna put this content here and I'm not monetized over here. So I have been trying to build that one up through like those who come through like my classes and things. And I put certain things on there for them so that they can subscribe, so I can at least get to the 1,000 subscribers, and then I can work on the watch hours so that I can be monetized over there. But it is a little bit difficult to like thinking about that channel. We have Zip Learning Code, which is a new one because that's a new project that we're working on. We also have like a new platform they're going to do, which is the DIM events and celebrations. Then I have like 3 personal channels. So I got a lot of YouTube channels. All businesses have room for growth and scaling, and mine is no different. However, at this moment, I'm absolutely satisfied with my present position in business. My goal was never to dominate the industry, it was to create and build a profitable home based business that creates disposable income and occupies my time in my retirement. Okay. That's good. She said, she's like, it was never to dominate the industry. And that's like being very specific about what you're going. And that's what it means, like to set goals and just know why you're doing this. Like people say, like, what's your why? And it's like, I just need something, to fill my time. But hey, if it makes me money in the process, that's all great. And a lot of the times when, for someone they're in that space, they don't think about, or it's not as important for them, like how they market. I'm not saying it's for you, but I'm just what I've noticed in general, they're not really intentional. I'm not gonna say they don't care, but they're not as intentional in how they market or brand. Spending money, and having like a marketing budget, being very intentional and very strategic in maybe the social media posts, like if they're going to use social media. You have a lot of people who may not use social media, but they are, for lack of better words, boots to the ground, and they are out networking in person. So even though you don't see like a strong online presence, there are some that they're just like they're feet to the pavement, and they are doing a lot of in-person things. They work off of a lot of referrals, and they are nurturing those relationships. They may have a follow-up, things of that nature. But there are so many things that you can do in, with your social media. Like we have Canva for Business. We're teaching about like using video content, and how to take static pictures and make them motion pictures. They can be utilized for reels. Talking about different ways of actual marketing and the difference between marketing and branding. There's a lot of our students that just don't understand the tax part of it, especially as it relates to the craft industry. Because I've been in some classes for tax stuff, and I feel like it's a little bit different, especially for some of these people that teach taxes for service-based business, because they have to be a little bit more creative in how they get deductions. But for us, where you have like physical, I'm gonna say products or like physical things, and you're having to buy office supplies and like just different supplies, what supplies compared to what is inventory. So we go over things like that in our creative business program, and some people need that because they don't even understand, the tax stuff of it. Now, I always recommend that you take what we kind of give you the foundation of and talk with a tax professional. Some people don't understand the importance of bookkeeping. It might be, hey, I want to do a website. I want to know what's going to be the best website, what's going to be the best things like add-ons I need. If it's CRM, if you have a business where you're really trying to nurture your customers, you want to have a customer relations management system. So those who are wanting systems are who we service the most. And they really just want to shorten that learning curve. Some people are okay with just figuring it out on their own. Is there anyone that has any questions for me? Um, I have 5 total. One for custom designs, creating link to my business. 2 for brands that I was tired of making stuff. Two for brands. I was tired of making stuff for people. 1 religious channel, and lastly, a news channel. Well, go ahead and list all of those channels so I can make sure that I am following. I like religious. I mean, I like news. Um, sometimes people shy away from the religious talk, especially when they're in business. They feel like they don't want to alienate. So anyone that can stand by their religious preferences and things like that, as long as it ain't atheist. I like that you kind of have that. I'm not sure. Well, do people know it's you, or is it more something like it's technically disconnected? Now, if you don't want to put it, I understand, because some people don't like the things that they do like on a personal level. They don't like to mix business in that, so you don't have to put it if you don't want. But if you want some support on it, I will definitely go and follow and subscribe. What is the best way to save a PSD file where you can quickly change just the pictures? I'm having a disconnect since we are here asking. Okay, wait. So I'm not sure the question that you're asking, because once you save you save a file in the PSD format and you're saving it in a Photoshop, all of the layers are there. So I'm not sure if it's really about saving versus maybe setting it up. Maybe if that's what you're asking, and utilizing smart objects to be able to change things. Um, so And then also, okay, let me see, how can I do it? Let's say you have like team shirts. I'm going to say I'm going to use cheer as an example. There are like a couple companies here when we have our cheer competitions. One of the biggest like leagues here is like FYFL. One of the bigger cheer competition is it's really intense compared to some of the others. And there are a couple of people, they will make shirts for either like a park, or like just one park and different teams on that park, or like different teams and stuff like that. And they may have, let's say they're all from the same park. I'm going to go my old school, what I used to coach for, North Day Bulldogs. So someone may have a design that's for North Day Bulldogs, right? And they are going to have, like, let's say the cheerleaders took 3 or 4 different pictures, even if they just took one, and they're just kind of changing out the name. But they have 20 parents that want this shirt, but they want their kid on this picture. They want their child's name, right? you can set, like, okay, you have your template, you have your layers. That picture should be set up as a smart object. That name should be set up as a smart object, right? So you can do it to where you're going to go into that smart object. You're going to add their picture, remove the background, whatever you need to do. It's going to be in there. You're going to type out their name, right? If you are, you know that you are completely satisfied with this, all you have to do is save that one as a JPEG file so that you can then print that one. Like you can technically just open up that JPEG file because it's going to be scaled to size, and then you can send it to your printer, right? Or you can like create them, save it as a JPEG, and then maybe even open it up later after you've done the whole team. But you have to do them one by one by one. Now, if you feel like, well, I might need to come back to this, and I might need to like maybe add something to this particular one. It's going to take up more space on your cloud, more space on your computer, because you're going to have so many instances of this file that have all of these different graphics on it. But when you go and you change that particular kid's picture, instead of going file save, you're going to go file save as, or like it will say save as a copy, and you're going to put that particular child's name. Now there is a PSD file with their particular picture in it, and if you want to kind of like switch that out, or you can go, like I said, you have this team for like where that smart object is. You can literally put 1,000 kids, there, and like you want to make sure that the most important part is how organized you're going to be, to where when you put that kid's picture in there, you are labeling that layer with that kid's name, maybe first and last initial in case there's more than one. Because the last thing that you want to do, which we have as a cheer coach, this has happened before, where they will have the one picture, but they'll have like the wrong name on it, or the name but like the wrong picture. Still the same thing, whatever. So when you're typing in the name, you got to make sure that if you're going to use these smart objects, you're going to have all these names there, that you're turning the eyeball on for the correct name that goes with that picture, because these are going to be two different things. You can't really like technically put them together, if that makes sense. So it's more so about how you have it set up and using smart objects, and whether you're going to do it one picture at a time and completely delete that picture so that you don't mix up the kids, or are you going to go in and load all of these pictures? Because you can, like once you have that smart object open, let's say you have a folder that have all the kids' pictures in it, you can click on one, hold down shift, click on, number 10, drag and drop them all in there. It's going to come in, and then you're going to hit enter. The next one's going to come, and it's going to create new layers for all of those within that smart object. So you can do it that way, and you can have all of the kids, but then you have to really organize all of the names as well. So it's more about that part and how structured and how organized you're going to be versus saving it. Because saving it is just saving it. There's no special way to save a PSD file, but there is a certain way to set it up for efficiency and just a smooth design process. So hopefully that makes sense. I watch your channels because you are informative about business looking to grow. Can you talk more about advertising? Okay. So advertising takes on a lot of different it takes on a lot of different just looks, right? You can, in this day and age, a lot of people are using social media. One of the things that I teach in my creative business program is you don't have to create content to be a content creator that's going to technically go viral, right? or you're going to have all these views, and you're looking to just make money off of the content. Some people want to monetize, like they're putting out so much content, they're trying to go viral because they want the content itself to be monetized, or they want to put themselves in a position where they are appealing to companies so they can be sponsors and they can, get brand deals and make money off of just like creating, certain things. Then you have content creators where they become so popular that they start to offer advertising. And it's like, hey, I will mention your business in my content to all of my people, like in a very strategic way. Like, not Carlton Banks to me is great in how he does that, right? So you can utilize social media, whether you are going to pay to have an influencer mention your products, your services, just your business within their content. You can pay where it's like an actual like commercial, like the same way the big companies do. Pay some of these content creators for that. So this is like paid things. You can then also create your own content, not to be a content creator, but you're creating content for your business just to bring awareness to your business, just to bring traffic to wherever you're sending people to. If it is a dedicated social media page, if it is a link tree that goes to certain things, that goes like maybe like a Google form where they can submit an inquiry. If you have a website, if you have an Etsy, wherever it is that you want them to go, when you're creating this content, you always, 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 always. Did I say always? I don't think I said always. You need to have a call to action, and you need to direct them somewhere when you are posting that content that is showing something that you made and you want to make money off of it. If it is content that you are simply just sharing, you don't have to worry about it so much. But anything that is specifically for business, you need to have some sort of call to action or direct them somewhere. You need to direct that traffic. I don't care how great your SEOs are. If you are not a household name, and ain't nobody just going in and just type in whatever your business name in, the way they would do Nike, the way they would do Fenty or Gucci or whoever, whatever, the way like any of these brands, for Walmart, for Target, for Rooms to Go, for Michaels, they're typing in specific things because these are national brands, they're household names, and that people are looking for them. Your SEO, like there's a bunch of people who are doing SEO and they're going to have the same stuff because they probably taken the same class, watch the same videos, and y'all can have the exact same information in your SEO, like in your descriptions, your keywords, all of that. What's going to be the difference in when you come up in somebody else? If you're on the first page, on the 10th page, you're on the first page, but you're the third person, what's going to make them choose you versus somebody else if they don't know you specifically? So you have to put the content out there to say, this is my company. This is what, like, this is our company. This is our brand. This is what we do. And this is how you get in contact with us. Oh, look at this. Some people go and they just want to make the content. They want to do the viral sounds and all that stuff. And they just have the tumbler and it's just a spin it. And you're not letting anybody know that it's for sale, that you make that for profit. They can think that you're just a crafter. You just made that for yourself. So when you're making content and the intention is to get clients and get new customers, or just to remind your old customers what it is that you do, you need some call to actions. You got to tell them how to get in contact with you and basically let them know that this is for sale, whether it's in the content itself and you have like your brand information, your website, like even if it's just small in the corner. I highly recommend that you go and you put it inside of the comment section. And then there's some things that I only teach advertising like strategies in my creative business program. So I can't give you all of it. That's enough to get you started. So you can use social media for those. You can printed is still relevant. That things like business cards, things like flyers, postcards, things of that nature. Going to networking events, even if you have to pay for them, to have access and be able, like, to have access to a large group of people that you otherwise would not have. Going to community events. If your city, your county has different events, looking at their events tab, especially if they have social media, if they're sending out newsletters, showing up to these events, walking around, handing out flyers. If you are scared to advertise your business, then you don't want a business. Some people feel weird about that. Like, oh, well, I'm going here. Like, oh, I mean, they're here to enjoy themselves. I don't want to go and advertise my business and hand stuff. What are they just throwing on the ground? They're going to throw it on the ground. Oh, some people they'll be like, no, thank you. Can't be offended by that. They just don't want to carry some stuff. You got some people that are going to take it. I recommend, like, when you're going to those places, one of the best ways to, like, so people kind of know what you're walking up to them. Like, if you're just in regular clothes, it doesn't help you any. I have shirts. Is this one of them? Yeah, this is one of them. When I wore this shirt, this is what's on the back. This is not a walking billboard. Not everybody's going to ask you, oh, where'd you get that shirt from? Not everybody's going to do that. So you can say, oh, it's my brand, it's my business. Like, it's a generic shirt. It's a great shirt. This is walking billboard. Look, if you are making any type of shirt for yourself, stop trying to be cute. Put your business information on the back. Whether you're going to order it in DTF transfers, single color screen print transfers, or if it's sublimation, put your information on the back. Stop walking around and not advertising that you made this shirt. And then on here, it specifically says, for this shirt or any custom designs and products for your business, school, organization, or personal needs, visit blah, 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 blah. This is the definition of being a walking billboard. So if you are going to these events, you're going to hand out stuff. Now, I probably would even have, like, business stuff on the front. Like, if I'm going to an event, because they may not see, like, the back, because as you're walking up, they can see what it is you do. Even if it's something as simple as we provide, design and provide or print custom shirts, banners, or whatever, and they're able to see this. So as you're approaching, they might be thinking, oh yeah, I might need, for X, Y, and Z, and you're going to go and just hand it to it. You may not have to say very much. Part of your advertising is being very, very clear on who you are, what it is that you do, who you serve. I speak to so many crafters who are in business, and you ask them what it is they do, and it's not clear. It's the they have to think about it. It's okay to practice it. Get in the mirror and practice what it is that you want people to know about your business. If you only have 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever, to let somebody know who it is, like who you are, what your business is, and what is you do. Now, it's not that you have to go and give them the email address, the website. They just need to know what you do. And if they are intrigued by it, if they want more information, oh, well, how do I get in contact with you? And then you need to have that information on autopilot. But you have to be able to clearly articulate what it is that you do. Oh, I just do a little bit of everything. I mean, that's not going to get you. That's not you. How are you presenting? How are you showing up for your business? How are you representing it? How are you advertising your business and just describing it? That is a very, very crucial part of advertising. Are you able to articulate what it is that you do? Like some people say, like, well, if you're solving a problem, what's that problem that you solve? What's the entertainment value that you provide? What's the emotional or keepsake? Like, what is it that they should be getting from your business? What do you give? What do you provide to them? Are you able to articulate that? That's one of the biggest parts of advertising. Okay. Like I said, and then it's just still the physical things. Having stickers, that does help. If you're shipping things out, where you could have that sticker that will let somebody know, they can probably like take a picture of it or scan it. So I do recommend like getting, like, even if it's just the sticker that you're putting at home before you get bulk ones, putting stickers on your things, which I actually need to run off some more of ours, because I just realized I even haven't put stickers on stuff in a long time because I haven't actually done them. And that's one of the, I'm very, very tempted to just order some, because when my printer is working on orders, I'm not thinking about making decals for myself. And I've done that before. Even though I have printers in-house, if my printers are working on jobs to make money for me, I'm not going to stop it to print out my things. I'm going to go and order them from somebody else. So those are some things that like I kind of sort of teach on when it comes to promoting and advertising, things of that nature. Um, So that's what I need, the efficiency part. Thanks. Uh, Come on over to Creative Business. You will get all this and more. What is your favorite printing process and machine? I do not have one. Each one serves a specific purpose. I got them for a specific thing. They are the best machine for me and what they are for. So they're like my kids. I don't have favorites because they all are different. They're all very unique and so I mean, I can't, if I want tumblers like this, I can't say that, something, I mean, I can do it because I do have some that's done with eco solvent, but it's a little bit different. So like it's like a double-edged sword. I don't like, the taking the chance of it not being smooth when it comes to vinyl, but then you also don't have to worry about like, oh my God, I want to open this and hopefully it's not ghosted like on the top or on the corner. So both have like all of them have their pros and cons, but they serve a specific purpose. Like this is like on the tumbler. No one can peel it off. Even though they say it's permanent vinyl, you go and you pull at that enough, you can literally pull that vinyl off. No one is pulling this off. The only way that this color is coming off of this is if a client decides to put this in an oven. That's the only way. So it serves a specific purpose. So I don't have necessarily a favorite process. Yeah, because they all serve a purpose. Let's see. I have so many orange shirts that I embroider the stitching studio on with my contact information, and I wear them daily when I'm running errands, and I get asked all the time. Perfect. That's how I am too. I have so many shirts that say HSE on them, and I'm wearing them all the time. I have actually gotten rid of a lot of the clothes in my drawers and in my closet that if it's like not something that I've made or have any type of advertisement, when I'm going out, that's the majority of my things. To where sometimes when I need to go out and I need to like get dressed up, I'm like, well, damn, all of my shirts are like HSE shirts, or they'll have like, the one I have like with the girl on it, and it said, what does that say? Something dope AF or something like that. So, or no, it says honestly dope, I think. But yeah, I'm that, or of course, imperfectly qualified, which I need to order me some more of these shirts. I love this color. Which process do you have or do you love to mix, for example, sublimation and vinyl or others? I don't really do a lot of mixing of things, to be honest. When I'm doing sublimation unless they want the look of glitter, and then I'm going to sublimate to glitter for that particular look. But I don't really, that shirt I did where it was sublimation, and this is actually like, this is not sublimated on there. This is colored HTV. It's, I don't do this often. I forgot what made me kind of do this setup. I think it was just to be different, but most times I don't really do a lot of like mixing, and it's pretty much off of what the customer wants. So it's not something that's like a part of my brand, and it's like a specific thing that we're doing where I'm constantly doing it. It's just really like a lot of customer based things. So I've mixed vinyl and like slightly doing like some rhinestones. I've done that before because they wanted like a little bling, a little shine to it. But I don't have a favorite when it comes to that. Oh shoot. When they ask what I do, I say I love to create memorials for people. I make custom design t-shirts. Okay. Also, I have learned that because I am home based, dressing in my own stuff mentally preps me for work. Putting on my own t-shirt or polos helps me hype up the day and attack my attack my orders with professionalism. I like that. That's a yeah, that's actually really good. And you feel like you're kind of going into work, like it's like a uniform for you. This year I mixed sublimation on grad stoves with rhinestones, and they were a big hit. So yeah, I'm not big in rhinestones, so I did it for my kid. But yeah, I mean, I've seen people do sublimation and vinyl, like the glitter one, to give it some pop and shine. I've have done the stuff because like maybe 2 years ago I did some stuff with sublimation and like rhinestones. Um, I've seen people do this like a little bit last year. I saw more of it this year where people were using DTF prints for sublimation, means for grad stoles, and then also adding like shimmer with it with like HTV. I saw someone I thought was really cool. They combined sublimation and puff HTV for some Greek letters. I thought that was really cool. Um, but yeah, like yeah, for me though, I don't really, yeah, I don't have a favorite though. Things are cool to do, but I don't have a favorite. But I'll tell you one of my, so I don't really mix things, but one of my favorite things to do is work with foam board. Like that's one of my favorite things to do is to create cutouts, to create display boxes and towers, like just build and create 3D models of things with foam board. That is one of my favorite things to do just creatively. And had you caught me a few years ago, it would have been anything with spray paint. Anything that I can spray paint, I'm here for it. That is actually how I got started. I mean, I was the person that I'm gonna make anything look good with hot glue and spray paint. Like I'm gonna make it do what it do. As long as I got a hot glue gun and some spray paint, I'm gonna make it work. Okay. You would think I was a graffiti artist with the amount of spray paint that I had and even still have in my garage. You would think I was a graffiti artist. Hey, 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 welcome, welcome. All right, so over here on Silaholics Anonymous, you guys are not kind of like engaged over here. So I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. If you want to still participate, you can go over to the Honestly Speaking or 365 Creative Academy YouTube channel. All right, until next time, have a great one, guys. Peace. The money question of the night: do you screen print? Are you looking to learn it? If not interested. So I have done screen printing before. Screen printing is actually how I got started in this industry because it was when I got into my graphics class. That's actually one of the things that, like, the first things that we worked on. So I went to Barbara Goldman Senior High School. How I got into all of this is I was in anatomy and physiology, and it came time for us to cut a pig. And that is the moment that I knew that I would never be in the medical field. I couldn't even cut open a pig. I walked out. I was crying hysterically. I didn't care. I was a nerd. I didn't care about my GPA. Like, fail me, give me the F. I don't care. That one little F ain't gonna affect it. I'm still gonna graduate. I do not care. They put me in a graphics class. And in our graphics class, in the center of the room is a screen printing press. So I have done screen printing before. Screen printing and button making were the first things that I learned, like outside of like designing. And then of course we learned to, like, in the dark room, for like when you're putting the emulsion on there and you're burning the screens and all that stuff, we also learned to develop develop films like in a dark room. So I learned all of those things at Barbara Goldman. So I have done screen printing. Will I ever like have a shop for screen printing? Absolutely not. I just think it's messy. Unless like I have like a really, really big shop and I could have it automatic. I'm not doing screen printing. I have done screen printing in-house, like in the craft, like world, the craft version, where you're going to create like with vector designs, you're going to cut it out of adhesive vinyl and you're going to put it on a screen and then squeegee it. Like I had the speedball kit. I also had the like I was trying to find my squeegee, but I don't see it. I've done the ones with like the water-based ink. I've done plastisol, and my husband hated it because with plastisol, you definitely need a washout sink, and we don't have one of those. We don't have a slop sink, and you have to put this solution on it to get the plastisol out of the screen. And our tub in the kids' bathroom, oh my gosh, like I should have just gone outside to do it initially, but I did it. My husband was mad at me for a long time when it came to that. So I don't have the setup for it. I don't really have a desire to do screen printing like as a main part of business. I have no problem either going to screen printers or ordering screen print transfers. I actually love screen print transfers because you can just press it. I don't have to worry about doing a large order of like things on shirts and they may not sell or they may not move. I actually do a lot of work for several brands where I actually make their shirts utilizing screen print transfers. So they just order the transfers, they sit here in house. I have a heat press. Whenever they have their orders, I go and I press them. They come, they pick them up, and they send them off to their all these people are like local for me, but that is a part of business for me where I actually make the products for certain brands. Like those things you guys will never see because it's not meant for like for people to know like where they're getting their things made at. But I do service several brands doing things that way. So I love screen print transfers, and I encourage them to get them. I love them even more than DTF. DTF is cool for certain things. But when it comes to ordering in bulk, you cannot beat screen print, and you can get full color screen print transfers as well. Um, so that's like my journey when it comes to screen printing. I prefer transfers, but I made screen print transfers for my cheerleaders to save on money, to save my parents money, my cheer parents money. But yeah, I have experience with screen printing. I like that question. I like that you're asking me questions about like things that I like or that I do. Most people don't, pick my brain on that level. And I've actually talked about like screen printing, like because some people think it's like it's so easy, but when you are lining things up, and I've talked about burning images, I've talked about off contact and just different things like so. I've had discussions on screen printing. Like it's been years because most people now they just want to do DTF, but I have actually had sessions about screen printing. I'm well versed. I keep telling y'all that. Like, it's not very much that you guys can throw at me that I don't have some experience in. Like, 26 years is a long time. All right, so we are an hour and 30 minutes in. If there are no other questions, I'm going to go ahead and end this live on this side as well. All right, so yes, no new questions. All right, y'all, until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity. Visit shop.hsinc365.com for your summation paper, our summation ink, which I think might be out of stock right now. So we will restock that soon. Pigment ink, heat tape, um, um, if you don't have a color chart, run over there and get a color chart. And all the other resources. We have amazing, amazing, amazing classes that you can purchase on our shop site, and it will create an account for you on our academy site, or you can go straight to 365creativeacademy.com to sign up. We have a wide variety of classes. We offer Sezzle, Klarna, Afterpay, Cash App, PayPal, Apple Pay, Google Pay. So you can utilize all of those payment methods on our websites. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Sillaholics Anonymous, Honestly Speaking, and 365 Creative Academy. Okay. I have something you may not have done. Car vinyl. Let's go. I have done that. I've actually wrapped. Let me see. Where's my phone? I have wrapped vehicles. So nope, can't get me there. I have, I mean, I have an eco solvent printer. That's just regular printable vinyl and being able to stretch it and stuff like that. So I've put vinyl on like work vans, like just regular not HTV, regular adhesive vinyl, where I used to put information for people's businesses. Now, as far as on like a full like car, I haven't done that, but I've put like I did someone's hood before, and I wrapped. Let me go to my Instagram. I'm telling you, there's not you can't stump me. I'm telling you. Um this was the before. This is the after. You see that? 2017. And yes, you are right. I undercut the job. A job right now. I'm doing screen printing, trying to finish 500 totes. Ooh, very sad. Wow. I mean, if you have the screen, like how many heads like do you have? Like, is it they're literally doing it like, is it one color? Is it multiple colors? Is it where you're just kind of, is it you by yourself, or you're just kind of doing one? Or like, how many stations? Like, can you load, like you're going on and you're loading multiple of them, or you can screen print and then do the flash and do the other, like if you need to. Do you have uh, the conveyor dryer? Like, what's your process like where they're doing the 500? So that's what I'm saying. Stuff like that, because if I wanted to do large orders, I also don't have the space for like the stuff that I need. Like when I learned to do it, we had the conveyor dryer. So for me to go and not like have that type of setup, I would not be able to do screen printing because I learned it kind of in an industrial type setting. Same thing with sublimation. For me, sublimation, when everyone's using like these little cutesy tumbler presses and mug presses and stuff like that, I first learned about sublimation from doing mugs, and it was in this large oven, and you put the wraps on, you put them in there, and you're doing a bunch of mugs at one time, 25, 50 mugs at one time. Doing mugs and tumblers one by one is really torture for me because I was introduced to it doing it in bulk. And the thought of using a tumbler press and a mug press drives me insane. It really drives me insane. I've wrapped helmets. Now, if you're going to do a helmet, it is so okay. People think that like wrapping cars and stuff is kind of hard, and it's not, because a lot of those surfaces, like there might be like a slight curve to it, but when you really think about a car, a lot of those surfaces are, they're not flat, but you know what I'm saying, like they're not curving like a helmet. Okay, it's they're it's a slight hump to it, but it's like these are like almost like flatter surfaces. And of course, when you get into like the handles and things like that, and being able to use heat to kind of really push that down and stuff like that, but it's not this shape where everything, like it's a bubble butt, like I'll call it a bubble, like it's wrapped. So going over a surface like that is not fun. I will tell you that. I have done I've attempted to wrap helmets, and football ones are a little bit different. When it comes to the stripes, I put that on there, and even that can be a little pain in the butt sometimes. Putting decals on them, if it is with the thinner vinyl, trying to get it to conform to that is a little bit different. You definitely, like, it works out better when you have the prints that are on, like, has cold laminate, and it's a really thick one, because with that thick one, it actually, you would think it wouldn't, but the thicker it is, it's not going to get as many creases, and you have that laminate on it. So that works out better for like putting it on the side. If you're going to put like a full decal, you want something that has movement to it. You're going to end up needing a lot of X-Acto knives and stuff to like cut things down. Helmets can be very, very tricky. Order you a cheap one from Amazon and just practice, practice, practice. Don't practice with 651 and like all those. You want to, it's going to cost you a little bit more. It's really hard to find the thin mill and like the low profile or like the thinner vinyl to practice with. I recommend not practicing with any type of design on it, and you want to just take that white vinyl and just work with putting it on there and just smoothing it down. I actually just recently did a helmet that was, I think some of you guys saw it, and I had to kind of go over it with silver and red and like chrome and all that stuff. Someone had like a Iron Mask helmet, and it was made with like 3D, and I actually just wrapped that. So some of you guys saw like the pictures and stuff when I did that one. But trying, and if you message me, I have like a 14-inch roll, because with my rolling, it's 20 inches. So they have to cut down the 54 or 64, whatever it is, inch one, or I think it's 54. It's 54 inches. They have to cut it down. So I end up getting two 20-inch rolls and then a 14. But that 14 doesn't register on the rolling, so I can never technically print to it. So if you're really wanting to practice, just send me a message and I'll go and give you like a yard or so of it, and you can practice trying to take that and doing at least one side at a time, because it's of course not wide enough to do the entire helmet. Okay. The image is one color. I have a 4-color 4-station press, but tote bags do not fit. So I created my own 1-color press station. No conveyor dryer, but the press, right? Ooh. So you're still pressing anyway. You should have done screen print, Trent. If you have to press it anyway to cure it, you definitely should have gotten screen print transfers. But yeah, I understand like with the tote, if you don't have the right like platen for that, even with like screen printing, like with the screen print transfers, when it's certain things, I have to custom create like pressing pillows with the yellow, not the yellow, the green foam, and then I'll have to cut them down to fit them in there. I love having the Hottronics one because I can thread it. And sometimes with the smaller ones, I wish I would have gotten some the different platens. At some point, I am going to get the different platens so that you can, make it work for different sizes. But for now, I just kind of create my own pressing pillows, and I'll go get the fabric, which I was getting it from Joann's. Don't know what I'm going to do now because well, I think Hobby Lobby does sell them. And Michael's took over a lot of stuff for Joann's. Hopefully they will get that stuff because I just saw that if you type in Joann's, it takes you to the Michaels website, and Michaels now has bolts of fabric. So hopefully they will have those things as well. But yeah, when it comes to, because I've done that, I've put designs on tote bags. I've put designs and names and logos on duffel bags, like football duffel bags. I put them on cheer bags. Telling you, it's not very much that you can throw at me that I haven't done in 26 years. You want to try something else? I'll give you one more chance to try and stump me. One more chance. Here's one of the other vehicles that I did where it was putting the logo and things on it. I went to a screen printing company down the street from my house, 5 minute walk. They charged me $5 for like per tote bag to do all of them, but I underpriced, so I have to do that myself. Screen print transfers are 15 cents. So not them doing it for you. Like you can still have the bags. You can like put it on there and use a heat because you have to use a heat press anyway. When does it due? Like there, if it's a single color, you can literally get that. Like, I mean, today is Friday, so you go, you put it in, they'll get it on Monday, they'll complete them on Monday, they'll probably ship them out if it's early like on Monday, or they'll ship it out Tuesday. You'll get it by like Wednesday or Thursday for most places, and it takes 7 seconds to press them. Like 7 seconds. It's amazing. And it's like 15 cents if it's the like depending on the size of your design. If it falls within 9.75 by 12.75 or something like that, it's 15 cents. If you do a 12 by 12, it's 20 cents. And the setup fee is like $30 and $50 if you're doing a 12 by 12, I think. But it's still worth it if you're doing like that many of them. And they literally would have had all 500 of those turned around to you in 24 hours. I'm not sure which number you were on, but definitely look into it. You have your design. I have plenty of videos that show like even like you don't have to make it a PNG. If you're using like Solicitor, if you did it as like a vector, you're just going to save that as long as it's, on that. You might have to make your box the same size. Even if your design is 11 by 11, you're still going to put it on, like you want your design page to be 12 by 12. You'll put your 11 by 11 design on there. You'll send it to them and they will literally have if it's 500, if it's 300, whatever, you pay that one setup fee, and each of them will be 15 cents. And actually, with at 500, it might even be less than that. Have you never looked into screen print transfers? All right, so let me show you real quick. See, good thing I did stay on for just a little bit longer. Let me help you out so that you don't have to be stressed, okay? 613 Originals is one of the places. You also have FM Expressions. So it is 9. I said 9.5. I knew it was like 9.7, like 7.75 or somewhere. So you have 9.75, 9 inches by 12.75. This will be the 15-cent one. And then you have the 12 by 12, right? So it's a single image, single color. They also have 2 color, they have 3 color, they have full color where they'll use a simulated process. So let me go up here and find, okay. So if you do the, oh, they have a bigger one. Oh, it's long. It's bigger, but it's only 4 inches. So this one, it's 15 cents. And I thought it was actually more than that. It's only $30. The setup fee is $25. So if you were, like, if you needed, that would be 500 times 15 cents plus 25. So that will cost you $100 for 500 transfers, and you get a few extra. And then by the time you add in shipping, sometimes shipping, some people consider shipping to be high, but even if it's like 12, let's say it's $15. So $115 will get you all 500 of those transfers, as long as it is smaller than 9 by 12.75. If it fits within, like, it's at 12 by 12 or smaller than that, but of course bigger than the 9 by 12, that would be 20 cents times 500 plus 30 plus $15. That's going to cost you $145 to get all of those, and it's going to take you 7 to 10 seconds to press it, and you will be done. Done. Okay, that's it. That's all. Now, and they are stock colors, so you would have to, you can choose from any of these colors, even the metallic one. So the metallic one says, like, I think it's $5 for the setup fee, so you just have to pay 25 or 35 or $30 or $35 for the setup fee for the metallic, but there will still be 15 and 20-cent transfers, and this is from 613 Originals. And then another one is FM Expressions. So there's, if you do less than 75, it's 25 cents. 75 or more, it's 15 cents. And it's still a $25 setup fee. Their single image is, if you do less than 25, less than 75, it's 30. If you're doing 75 or more, it's 20 cents, 30 cents. So they're literally the same. The same. This one, 325 degrees, and it's about, like I said, 7 seconds or so. And there are their standard colors. I feel like they have more colors than FM. I feel like they do have more colors than FM. So I'm normally going with 613 originals, and I love the fact that they have their metallic. So hopefully that helps. And I have videos showing how to set it up in Select Studio and save it, and then how to place your order on their website. So there's no beating that. So even if you underprice, you'll be back on the money getting those screen print transfers. All right. So either reach out to me, the professor at h365.com, to let me know like how it went if you don't kind of see me online. I don't have a code for either of them. Nope. For 613 originals or FM Expression, I do not have a discount, like a code, like an affiliate code to get credit for it. No. Also, when you order, make sure you also order a sample pack from them to include that, so you can see all of the different formulas, and you can see how their two color looks, how their full color looks, like all those different things. And even if you don't order transfers from them, you can still order the sample pack. See, this session was for you, and how you can maximize your money, how you can make money, not lose money in this game. I'm going to tell them. And I made that video years ago. Like, they actually used to refer people to my video for how to order from them. But I don't know if they have like an affiliate program though. Because when I met them at in Atlantic City, 613 Original was there in Atlantic City for impressions. And I don't think that they have, well, at that time they didn't have like an affiliate program. But definitely go ahead and drop the name again. They'll know. Because when I was there, they was like, "Oh my god, I remember like about my video," and I end up making that video for them on how to order from their website. All right. But hopefully that helps. This video was specifically for you. It took, look at that, all the way at the end, 2 hours in, but you got something that's going to be very valuable and very game changing for you. And I have videos of, I did a set of shirts for for a school, like their spirit shirts. And I had like 300 and some odd shirts to do, front and back. And I was on live, and I got through pretty much the majority of like the front sides of them, because that one was like just one print. The back, I had to like be very strategic in how I set that up. But I did that one. And I mean, I did like, did I do half of it or all of it? But I know I was like on live for like an hour and a half, and I knocked all of them out. It's really, really a really, really fast process. You may still want to use like a pressing pillow, like for the totes. You'll put that in there and press it, and you can literally just press it, take it off. You don't have to really press it again to like then like heat seal it again. 10 seconds and done. Like seriously, 10 seconds and done. All right. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.